I knew the room wasn't laughing at me. They were laughing because my father told them to. 300 guests, glittering gowns, champagne glasses chiming like sharpened knives. And my father, Dr. Arthur Brooks, the man who built an entire identity around being untouchable, stood at the podium smiling that polished smile. "My daughter teaches preschool," he said. He paused for effect. "Basically, babysitting." Laughter exploded through the hall. I didn't flinch. I'd already waited 28 years for this night. The backstory he never knew. People assume betrayal happens in a single moment. But with him, it was slow, a lifetime of tiny cuts. He never wanted a teacher for a daughter. He wanted a replica of himself, someone who knew how to hold a scalpel, not a crayon. When I brought home my first acceptance letter from an education program, he looked at it like a medical diagnosis. "You're wasting your potential," he said. Then he spent the next decade trying to prove it. Introductions at dinner parties always came with disclaimers. "Oh, she teaches. Kids," he'd say, like I handed out nap time instead of knowledge. It never hurt because of what he said. It hurt because he believed it. The discovery, not of betrayal, but of who he really was. 2 years ago, I stumbled onto the truth by accident. A student in my class, Evan Harper, had a grandfather who was the chair of the HARPER Foundation, one of the biggest donors in pediatric medicine. Evan told me, very casually, "Grandpa says the best teachers are the ones who see children clearly." It made me smile. Until his mother added, "He says you're the best teacher Evan's ever had. He talks about you constantly." His grandfather wanted to meet me, so I went. And in that meeting, while sipping tea in a sunlit garden, Mr. Harper asked one question that changed everything. "Did your father ever tell you we offered to sponsor your early childhood research proposal 5 years ago?" I froze. "Sponsor what?" He handed me a copy of the email, a CC chain. My proposal, the one I thought was rejected, the one I cried over for weeks, the one my father told me wasn't strong enough. His response sat there, cold on the page. "Thank you, but my daughter does not need distractions from her real responsibilities. I've advised her against pursuing this. Decline the offer." He signed it with his full title, Head of Pediatrics, Gatekeeper of my future. That was the day I realized. He hadn't been trying to protect me. He'd been trying to contain me. And that was the moment the betrayal became clear. The shift, when pain became strategy. I didn't confront him. People like him thrive on confrontation. Instead, I learned to weaponize silence. I strengthened my research, built networks behind the scenes, documented everything. Every comment, every condescending line, every time he used my job as a punchline. Mr. Harper helped, quietly, strategically. "You don't need to raise your voice," he told me, "just raise the right curtain." So I waited for a room big enough, bright enough, public enough. And tonight, at my father's medical gala, the same gala sponsored by the HARPER Foundation, that room finally existed. The execution, playing a role he wrote for me. He introduced me like he always did, a joke, an accessory, something to decorate his reputation. "Basically babysitting," he said. The laughter rolled. Then the microphone was taken from his hand. The room shifted. Every head turned. Mr. Harper stepped up, adjusting the cuff of his suit, his voice steady and amplified. "Interesting introduction, Dr. Brooks. But let me tell everyone here who your daughter really is. You might want to sit down." My father froze. That alone was worth the 28-year wait. Then Mr. Harper revealed it all. How my research on early childhood cognitive mapping had changed the HARPER Foundation's entire educational medical integration model. How my pilot programs were being implemented in 6 children's hospitals. How my work, not his, was the centerpiece of this year's $1 million grant. And then the final blow. None of this was possible earlier because Dr. Brooks rejected our sponsorship on her behalf. But children deserve better, and so does she. A gasp rippled through the crowd. My father's face turned the color of old ash. Mr. Harper wasn't done. Tonight, we honor her. Not because she is his daughter, but because she became everything he could never imagine. Applause erupted, louder than any laughter before it. My father lowered himself into a chair. Not gracefully, not proudly, just defeated. The aftermath, my freedom in one breath. I didn't look at him. I didn't need to. My revenge wasn't loud. It wasn't cruel. It was simply the truth, spoken in a room where he could no longer control the narrative. As the applause continued, I finally exhaled.